feel it in the air. Everything is changing, a world wasted by fear.
I think is so cool about Jehovah, among many things, is he tells us his vision too. He tells us in advance. He says in Amos 3:7, surely Jehovah, I'm going to say, Elohim, does nothing unless he reveals his secret to his servants, the prophets, first. He says he doesn't do anything without telling his prophets first. I believe that's actually a law that God has bound himself to, and I believe the enemy is bound to it as well, which is why they tell us everything in advance. I always wondered, why does the devil always put everything out there for us in plain sight? Well, I believe he's bound by the same law. You got to tell it first. He just puts it in symbols and hides it so it's hard for you to see, but it's there. Symbols are there. They conceal from those who don't have eyes to see and reveal for those who do have eyes to see. That's why the language of the Illuminati is symbols. I began to look at all of the symbols in the iconography and reckoning that they all have to harmonize with each other. I decided to see if I could decipher this, and this is just my interpretation. This is not thus saith the Lord, this is thus thinketh Rob, okay? So don't go out here taking this as gospel or anything. But this is what I believe the iconography is saying. And oh, incidentally, the eagle is on the front of the Great Seal and the pyramid's on the back. So if you were to split it, you would think that the eagle should be on the left and the pyramid should be on the right, because we read left to right, right? Well, if you look at the dollar bill, they flipped it. The pyramid's on the left and the eagle's on the right. Interesting, the original design had the eagle on the left and the pyramid on the right, but Henry Wallace, the 33rd Vice President of the United States, and FDR, the 32nd President of the United States, both 32nd degree Masons, were heavily influenced by an occultist by the name of Nicholas Roerich, especially Henry Wallace. That actually got Wallace into some trouble, his association with Nicholas Roerich. And under his guidance, they decided to flip it. So reading left to right, the way it is right there, I believe it's saying Zeus/Satan favors our undertaking, that which we do under Osiris's watchful eye. Why do I say Osiris? It's because there's the all-seeing eye right between Anuet and Coeptus, indicating who I think favors our undertaking, right? What it's all about. An undertaking that started in 1776 and will be completed in 2012, again by what the pyramid says. At that time, we will usher in the new order of the ages, Novus Ordo Seclorum. It is in you, O Lucifer, that we put our trust to help us raise your son. Again, I think it's strategic that they put in God we trust in capital letters. In our Judeo-Christian way of depicting God in writing, we usually capitalize the G, right? And all pagan gods are little g. Well, what if you just capitalize everything? That's a convenient way of hiding some things, I think. Just putting it out there. Like a phoenix rising out of the ashes of death, under the sign of Saturn, Apollo, Nimrod will rise again. That Star of David has nothing to do with David. It has more to do with Saturn than anything else. The star of Remphan, that Stephen referred to in the book of Acts. Thus, the one false god, represented by many names, shall reign anew, e pluribus unum. That's what I believe the iconography is saying, that all the symbols have to harmonize with each other. That's what I believe it is saying.